I feel like when people say that they're stuck, they're not really stuck. They just chose to stop moving because wherever they had plans for where they was heading, you know, took a left turn, an unexpected thing happened, and now they're like, what now? What do I do now? That motivation, that drive, that ambition has gone out, and they feel left with nothing. They feel like striving for what they want or striving for the life that they desire is not worth it because the universe takes them in a different direction than they expect. So they feel a sense of loss and failure. And some people stay in that state, and that's why they say that they're stuck. And being stuck is simply not being satisfied with life, not being happy with the things that you are doing with life. And that is an easy feeling to feel in this life because we feel like we have to do certain things to be successful. We have to follow and jump on the bandwagon and be in this rat race to have a stable life. And that is not true. You are a limitless being and you can have anything that you desire. And your job is not to worry about the how, but to know where you want to be and know that you can achieve that. The reason why I say don't worry about the how is because that is the universe's job to bring it to you. You call forward into what you want in your life, and the universe brings that to you. You don't have to worry about the unfolding of events that will bring you to what you want. Like usually when you get something that you want, you don't think about the events that has happened to get you to where you are. And when you do think about those things, you're grateful because you learned a lot throughout those events in your life. And the funny thing is, like, the events that we go through does not happen for no reason. It happens for our highest good. And that's why we must always trust the universe that we are always in the right place at the right time, and we are always growing and evolving while having the freedom to have everything that we want. I felt really stuck these past 2 weeks because I had a desire, I had something that I wanted, but I didn't really ask myself if I really wanted this. I kind of wanted it in a sense of like this will solve my problems or this will get me away from the problems that I have now. It wasn't really a genuine desire. So the universe gave me like a tower moment and everything fell out of place, but everything was actually falling into place, into what is really my calling. You know, what is really the best for me. I would tell my clients this term all the time. Rejection is simply protection. And I really had to tell myself that because I felt very rejected. I felt like I failed. I felt like, everything that I was doing was for no reason, but that is not true. The universe just really wanted me to redirect my energy into something that is really meant for me and something that will really satisfy and make me happy. But I had to create that happiness, motivation, and fulfillment within myself. I couldn't depend on outside circumstances and temporary feelings because motivation, contentment, inspiration, all of those things are temporary. And sometimes you have to generate those feelings on your own in order to really get things done. Like I would be in bed and I would worry so much. I would stress out, I would complain, I would be super negative. I would really sit with the dark aspects of myself and just trying to learn myself again, trying to re-identify myself again because I knew that sitting in this feeling was not serving me, but another part of me couldn't help but sink in these feelings. Anyone out there who is going through the same thing or, relates to how I was feeling, I just want to let you know that everything is temporary and what you're feeling, you can alchemize. It may take time, it may take a few days to really alchemize these feelings, but keep pushing, don't give up. It is never too late to change your life. It's never too late to change your perspective. And once you change your perspective, everything else would change. But sometimes we are so ingrained with certain programs that it will take longer to really change those dominant thoughts. But the more you persist, the more you tell yourself positive things and the things that you want to hear, eventually it will become your dominant thoughts. It doesn't even matter how you feel, it just matters on how you respond, how you react, how you act now towards this tower moment or this low vibrational feeling. How do you alchemize it? Do you carry with it? Do you carry it into your life? Do you make it a dominant story that you tell other people, that, oh, you go through this is why you're like this, blah, 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 blah? Or do you push yourself to overcome this temporary experience? Take the lesson that the universe is trying to show you. The response to this physical reality is everything, because that's how you create. We are co-creators of this reality, and everything that we do, plays a part in our reality, in our lives, in some way, shape, or form. You're not stuck. You just need to find your spark again. You just need to re-identify yourself right now. And that is why you are sitting in this dark place, because you don't know yourself. And now you have the opportunity to re-identify and reintroduce yourself to people again. We are always going through depths and rebirths and re-identifying and relearning ourselves again, because as we grew up, we was influenced by society and our family, and we didn't really have a sense of self. We were learning how to navigate through this 3D world by the people who have been in this world longer than us. But, some people's beliefs don't resonate with our soul being. And that's why we go through certain things in our lives, like tower moments, breakdowns, traumatic events, because those breakdowns is really leading us to our breakthrough. And our story is already written for us. We don't know how our story is written out and played for us, but that is the thrill of life, to not know everything, to not know how our life is going to play out, just to experience this life, experience this physical illusion of, life, and experience life through these vessels, these temporary vessels that we are living in. And embracing it, embrace the ups and downs in your life, because it all plays a part in who you are today and the knowledge and the wisdom that you carry throughout your being. If you are feeling stuck right now, just know that it is okay. We all go through this at some point in our lives, but there is many people who have overcome this feeling, who have overcome this period in their life. And remember that, remember that you are not the only one who is going through this pain. Many other people have felt your pain at a different degree, even people that you don't even know. And that is why, social media and the internet is so powerful, because we can get inspired by other people's stories. So if you're feeling unmotivated, if you feel like you can't get out of this circumstance or this period in your life, look at stories where people have overcome similar things and how people break through that. Look at that and feel inspired. Don't compare your life to someone else's, because then you're looking at other people's stories for an egotistical reason, and we're only doing this because we want to feel inspired, we want to feel motivated in some way, shape, or form. I make sure that my social media is super positive, and I make sure I watch people who is realistic, inspiring through their stories, through their pain, through their suffering, because life is not all sunshines and rainbows, and I don't feel like we should hold that idea that life is just that. Life is also pain and suffering and deaths and rebirths, the dark aspects of life, because we all have a dark aspect to ourselves that we should get to know. We're constantly learning ourselves, and the dark aspects of ourselves is usually the parts of ourselves that we're ashamed of, and sometimes we need some guidance. Sometimes we need some help on how to accept certain parts of ourselves, and listening to other people's stories and how people went through that can be very inspiring and liberating. So that's what I do sometimes whenever I'm feeling stuck. Another thing that I do is I give myself time to rest and learn myself and tap into my creative passions, because sometimes like I lose interest in my passion. Sometimes I don't even feel drawn to do certain things like post, make videos, do my digital art and stuff, because I really love digital art and filming, and that's something that I really want to do in this lifetime. And sometimes I don't feel motivated to do that at all. Like sometimes I just feel like being still. But I know that if I be still for too long, then I'm gonna be unfazed with everything. I'm gonna not want to do certain things that I love to do. I'm gonna lose interest probably forever. So I push myself to, do those things again. Connect with my inner child, because connecting with your inner child can really spark up that creativity and passion. Even if you don't want to do it, still do it, because you never know the feeling you'll get out of it, doing something that you love. And the last thing that I do is I talk to someone that I love. I expressed how I feel to someone who I know will understand me, or just will listen. Or if you feel comfortable, talk with a stranger. Usually when I'm going through something in my life and I'm really having a hard time in my life, I go on walks or I just go outside, because you never know like who you'll meet when you're outside on a lovely stroll or something. And I always meet somebody. I always meet someone who tells me what I need to hear in that moment, or like I'm able to let out some repressed emotions to a stranger, and I know that it's not going to come back to me because I don't know this person. And the fact that this person is willing to listen and to give me lovely feedback is really inspiring, and it just always sparks up my day, knowing that I was able to talk to someone and have like a heart-to-heart conversation. So you never know like who you'll meet, going outside. So don't isolate yourself. Don't keep yourself in a box, because keeping yourself in a box, you're going to just live that cycle and that hell that you created in your mind over and over and over again. So get outside, touch some grass, sit with nature, and just be open to all opportunities at the end of the day. Even if you feel close-hearted or just upset and not your best self, still push yourself to go outside and know that the sun is still shining. Know that flowers are still blooming. Knowing that nature is still naturing. Go outside, because nature is a living thing as well. And when you sit outside with nature, you feel less alone, because nature will literally like transmute all that negative emotions that you're feeling, and you'll receive so much clarity simply by being in an environment that is all about love. Nature is loving and nurturing. That's my reminder for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I hope this has reached many people who needed to hear what I have to say and resonates with what I'm saying. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you really want to get in contact with me, you can follow my Instagram. I post a lot more on there, and it's really easy to get in contact with me. I also have a Patreon. I am the co-founder of the Golden Age, so if you're interested in that, the link is in the description. We talk about all things spirituality, and we have a lovely community on there. But yeah, thank you guys for making it to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.